So things are going not too bad on the top of the deck. We pried up one of the shroud plates and re-siliconed it, so that should stop some of the leaking. We've taken the bolts out and cleaned them, siliconed them and put them back in. So work on deck is plodding away, getting stuff done. Unfortunately, it's been not so much fun down below. We had a complete disaster, almost a nightmare, almost a job over. Mark spilt the frigging jar of coffee. I nearly went home at that point, but luckily only the lid broke. But it was a close call. The engine's been giving us some teething troubles too. I'll jump down and show you. Whoa, excuse me as I spin around. Now, we had emulsified oil the other day, lots of water in the sump, so we changed the, this is where the water pump goes here, and I took the water pump away and serviced it and put new bearings in, these black bits here. So this is the water pump from the front of the engine. We put it on, it seemed to seal, a few wee bits there, but then we were running the engine last night to get rid of the emulsified oil. And unfortunately it was running sweet as a nut, but this bearing here, this pulley, that's where this goes. This pulley normally sits on here, is the fresh water pump, and the water would run up through here, through the header tank where the saltwater side cools. So we've changed out the saltwater, and that's where the saltwater pump goes, and then the freshwater pump is behind here. And yes, and there's play on this pulley, and the bearing I think has gone behind there. You can hear it. Oh, it gets stiff at that point, and it shouldn't. It should be nice and smooth. So we're trying to get this off at the moment. I've got most of the bolts off, as you can see. And I have to be very careful with these because every friggin' one of them is a different size. So I've got them laid out in the right order. But there's a couple of bolts here which are way too tight for the diameter. And I'm very wary of shearing them, so we're doing 1/8 of a turn and then having a few sips of coffee and then 1/8 of a turn and then show you guys some video and then 1/8 of a turn. And if they shear at that, then there's not much else we can do. But if they shear, it'll be an engine out job to get them drilled and helicoiled or retapped or whatever. So we're at a bit of a tense moment, a bit of a standoff with this engine just now. We'll know in the next half hour or so whether this front plate will come off the engine, and hopefully then we can get to the bearings, and hopefully then we can get the bearings to the bearing shops, and hopefully the bearing shop will have some, and then hopefully the gasket will go back on in the front without leaking. And if we can do all of that and not spill any more frigging coffee, I'll be delighted. So that is for the plan for the day. Otherwise it's sunny and we're all relatively happy on the good ship Adrastea. What's that now? Happier if the engine was running. Yeah, that's life. Can't have it all, as long as the coffee is good.